In 1948, when Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated, India was stunned. But the fact that the killer was one of their own meant there wasn't a violent reaction from Hindus. But in '84, when the news quickly emerged that Indira Gandhi's killers were Sikh, the world held its breath. How would Hindus now respond?
The News Flash reported the assassination over the press trust this way. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi is no more.
इंदिरा जी को मारा है सिखों ने, हमारी मां को मारा है। इस खून का एक एक छींटा इन सिखों के घरों पर पड़ना चाहिए। खून का बदला खून से लेंगे। एक भी सिख जिंदा बच के नहीं जाना चाहिए। जला डालो इनके घरों को। बालाराम, तुम्हारे पास जितना केरोसिन है सब इन लोगों में बांट दो। जला डालो इन सिखों के घरों को। मारो इन सरदारों को। देश के गद्दारों को। मारो इन सरदारों को। देश के गद्दारों को। चलो।
As Mrs. Gandhi lay dead in a Delhi hospital, a married couple called Gurmej Singh and Mahinder Kaur set off by train from the Punjab with their baby daughter to start a new life in Mumbai. They carried with them all their possessions and ambitious hopes for the future. They had no idea that Mrs. Gandhi had been assassinated and were heading straight for trouble.
ट्रेन ते जदों तुसी चढ़े सी बहुत खुश होने
तुसी खुश सीगे उत्थे अमृतसर सानू साडे रिश्तेदार भी मिल गए बड़े खुश असीं कि रेलवे च बैठे रस्ते दे विच देश पलट गया
आ फोटो
आ मेरा हस्बैंड
ट्रेन तो चढ़ते एक दिन पहला
31 अक्तूबर ਨੂੰ ਖਿੱਚੀ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਸੀ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਨਾ ਚੰਗੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ
After 7 hours, the train stopped at a station outside Delhi. Suddenly, a mob surrounded them and surged into the carriage.
ਫਾਲੋ ਲਾਲਾ 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 ਕਰਤੀ
ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ
ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਮਾਂ ਮਾਰਤੀ ਹੈ ਖੂਨ ਦਾ ਬਦਲਾ ਖੂਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਗੜੀ ਵੱਧੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਸੀਟ ਤੇ ਬਸ ਬੈਠਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਰੀਆ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਸਿਰ 'ਚ ਖੂਨ ਵਗਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਸਿਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੂਨ ਜਾਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਮਹਿੰਦਰ ਕੋਲ ਹੁਣ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਪਰ ਬਚਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੜ ਕੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਦੀ ਸੀਟ ਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਲੰਮਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਉਹ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਫਿਰ ਸਮਾਨ ਲੁੱਟਣ ਆਏ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਖੋ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੋਨੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੋਨੇ ਆ ਖਪਦੇ ਖੋਨੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ
One Sikh mother in Mahinder's carriage saved her son's life by quickly tying his long hair into plaits so the mob would think that he was a girl. But the mob were not fooled by Mahinder's attempts to hide Gurmej between the seats. They dragged him onto the platform.
ਉੱਪਰ ਲੰਮੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਪਏ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੂਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਵੇਖੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਲਦੀ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਫੋਟੋ ਤਾਂ ਮੜਾਉਣੀ ਆ ਜੇ ਫੋਟੋ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਆਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਜੱਜਮੈਂਟ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਫੋਟੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਫੋਟੋ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਹੋਈ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੜਾਉਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਮੜਾਉਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਚਨ ਸੀ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇਖੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਮੜਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ
It's been a difficult time for Mahinder. Since 1984, she's raised her daughter alone. But recently, after a long battle, she received some compensation from the government for Gurmej's death, and her daughter is now married. At last, joy has come into Mahinder's life.
साडी मदद कर कीरा कोई है सानू बचा लो in the capital was out for revenge. They burned stores, taxis, and buses. Anything that could be identified as owned by Sikhs. Many in the crowd tried to keep television cameras away from the violence, but one cameraman caught this horrifying sight on tape.
Though we're not getting any safety or any protection from the police, this I want to stress.
Half of our property we have lost it. Everything has been burnt.
They came with bricks, they came with stones, they came with iron rods, iron sheets.
What can we do?
Our shop is burnt, our house is burnt. Only we have saved ourselves. Nothing is there.
It seems as if every Sikh here now has a tale of senseless violence. Their community is horribly scarred. 3 generations of the Saransit Singh family are now homeless. Frightened people are still huddling for safety at a local temple, where others are being treated for their wounds. This old man was beaten and burned. Another had one ear sliced off. Johan Singh was defiled in the worst possible way for a Sikh, as his sacred beard and hair were shorn off. His wife showed us a picture of how he used to look. They don't blame their neighbors. They say it was Hindus from outside who attacked their town, but they are now forced to live with a fear and suspicion they've never known.
In our own country. We don't want to leave our country.
The question haunting this town now is whether the next generation will feel the same way.
Her husband, her father, her brother burnt alive in front of their houses.
It has all left scars. Bitter feelings between Hindus and Sikhs, anger fueled at least in part by pictures like this. Whomever the Hindu mob did not burn, it drowned. The government said that for those who had lost a house or a family member, there would be a settlement of something less than $900. For those injured, less than $200. Police officials have been removed from office, and the charge is that in the early days, police did nothing.
And at least for a day or two, I think no government existed at all as far as problems of law and order are concerned.
They are the sobs of a nation that has suddenly turned on itself. A white-hot rage that began when Hindus started taking revenge on all Sikhs because 2 Sikhs shot Indira Gandhi.
They have mercilessly killed everybody.
Every town, every city, every village, they are hunting for Sikhs.
This woman's husband was pulled from their home and burned alive while she and her 5 children watched. Sikhs have been pulled from their taxis, beaten on trains. A mob pinned down this 7-year-old child and cut his shoulder-length hair, a crime akin to rape for Sikhs. The Sikhs are virtual prisoners in the schools and temples where they have isolated themselves for safety. In Delhi, the harassment and murder of Sikhs often happened in front of the police. The Sikhs looked for protection. The cops looked away.
Missing part of it, that when the police themselves cannot protect the citizens, then there's very little a man can do to protect himself.
Newsmen trying to tell the story of the Sikhs are kept away by police. CBS News crews that slip past security were often chased away by scores of angry Hindus who don't want the story told. For the Sikhs, it's as if they've instantly dropped to the bottom of India's caste system. Prosperous and wealthy one week, they're camping in temples the next. Some Sikh government officials are too scared to work, teachers afraid to go to school.
This is inexplicable. To know, I just can't explain.
The damage done to the Sikhs, while brutal and physical, is also social. After decades of living in what they thought was a tolerant city, 4 days of madness exposed the lie.
We are homeless, we are familyless, and moreover, above all, no safety. We can't imagine how we'll survive ourselves in this India.
The camps are guarded by Indian troops and police. There are at least 3 in the Delhi area alone. At another, just 3 miles away, a food lorry had arrived. The Sikhs angrily told us that they themselves had arranged it. From the government, there's almost nothing, they said. And certainly we noticed a great shortage of food, water, and other essentials. Many of the Sikhs claimed that police had stood by and watched and even encouraged the rioting. And we ourselves had seen police look idly on during last week's anti-Sikh riots in Delhi. A relief worker in this camp showed us his list of dead and injured. He'd compiled it after talking to people in just one block. The list contained hundreds of names. We were told stories of dreadful horror. Mothers whose children had been killed wept as they spoke.
Sorry, please.
Those who had survived were taken by the police to a refugee camp 5 miles away, which now holds 2,000 survivors of the massacres in East Delhi.
They burned the tire of this truck and put it in her neck and burnt alive. And her son also. They pulled him from the house. In the hair they put kerosene oil and burnt alive. He ran and they threw stones on him and killed him.